Hello everybody, Steph here, welcome to my new video. Today we talk about the king of the blues. And I'm not talking about musician with king as a last name. I'm talking about the actual king of the blues, Robert Johnson. Every time we talk about Robert Johnson, immediately we think about mysteries, legends, crossroads, the devil, selling your soul in order to play the blues, and most importantly, slide guitar. And open tuning as well, because most of his recordings were recorded in open G tuning, which is the one we're using today. I consider personally Robert Johnson the king of the blues because of the influence that he had on generations of musicians and also on the development of different styles like Delta blues, Hill Country blues, Chicago blues. I also consider Robert Johnson on the top of the list of the most influential guitar players next to Jimi Hendrix. I would put also T-Bone Walker, but a little step under. Let me know what you think about in the comments. This being said, in this video we talk about slide guitar, and definitely Robert Johnson is one of the most influential and important slide guitar players ever. So in this video I'm gonna show you two ways to play slide in the style of Robert Johnson. Style number one, melodic playing. Robert Johnson was using open G tuning, which I consider the best tuning to play roots blues style like Delta blues or Hill Country blues. I love also open D, but they don't definitely sound the same, and open G works absolutely better. I'm gonna make another video dedicated to the comparison between the two open tunings that are the most used in blues. Robert Johnson was using open G tuning, and most of his melodic playing happened here at the 12th fret, okay? Here basically he plays on the first three strings, where you have on the third the root note, G, on the second string we have the major third, B, and on the first string we have D, which is the fifth, okay? And this is absolutely iconic, because every time I hear a guitar player playing slide and I hear the sound of the fifth note on the higher octave here, I know what's coming. 99 times out of 100, something like this comes. And this is definitely taken from Robert Johnson, okay? Now, the way he was playing slide in this like melodical way is not exactly like a call and response with the vocals. It's mostly like two parallel ways, like the slide supports the singing. If you listen to the song that I just played a little bit in the intro, Come On In My Kitchen, that definitely represent a good example of what I'm talking about. So it's like melodical playing, like singing next to the singing, parallel ways. All right? Something like this. How many guitar players have been influenced by this way of playing? I don't know even how to count them. And this already gives you an idea of how influential Robert Johnson has been for the language of the blues, for the guitar, for the slide technique, for everything, okay? So think about, for example, the entire repertoire of traditional gospel, like Blind Willie Johnson, for example, You Got to Move. And so on. Or another big name, Muddy Waters. Think about Can't Be Satisfied, open G tuning, right? Oh man, I love it. Style number two, rhythmical slide playing. What does that mean? It means that a slide is not used to create melodical lines that go together with the vocals, but is used in a rhythmical way to create riffs and grooves, okay? And this is the part of this playing that I think is the most underrated, and that's a pity because it's absolutely fantastic. And let's dive into it, and I'm gonna show you how this is done. First of all, we need to start from the scale. We said that we're playing in open G, so what we need is the minor pentatonic scale of G, and there is a very specific way to play it, okay, when it comes to traditional blues and Mississippi music, which is this. Again. The interesting thing of this scale played this way is not only, of course, the open strings, but is the fact that we have these two notes, the fifth and the fourth notes of the scale on the second string, and we play them with the first finger back and forth. This little detail of playing these two notes with one finger like this, sliding back and forth, is the basic of the hill country blues language. Okay, think about R.L. Burnside, Mississippi Fred McDowell, Robert Belfour, Junior Kimbrough, T. Model Ford, all of these guys, they play, most of them open G, of course. So imagine, Robert Johnson influenced also this, an entire new style of blues, of course also from Mississippi. And the way he was playing slide is really specific. In fact, he was using the slide mostly on the third string to play the minor third and open the root note G. So imagine the basic rhythm of Delta blues is to have the bass going like this. With the seventh or with the sixth on the fourth string. If you think about these few notes, like this, with the sixth note here, it reminds me, for example, Albert Collins. He was using a lot of licks like this. Of course, electric guitar, not acoustic, but you know, again, thank you, Mr. Johnson. And another trademark of the rhythmical way that Robert Johnson used the slide for is this little thing here. So minor third, root note, both of them on the third string, and then slide on the first string to the fifth fret, okay? This is so important because, again, this little thing influenced so many players. This is something that you could theoretically use also in open D, but it doesn't sound the same because the fact that you have this root note here on the first string, which is very thin, it makes it shine and stand out even more. When using the open D tuning instead, you would have it on the second string, which is thicker, and so it doesn't sound the same. Okay, little details, big difference. So if you think about this little lick, immediately I think about another legend of Delta blues, Mr. Son House, Def Letter Blues. Alright, so think about also Mississippi Fred McDowell. There is a song, I think it's called Write Me a Few Lines, something like that. Mississippi Fred McDowell, R.L. Burnside, all of these guys that use these tricks. them. So not only Delta blues, hill country blues, and later on, of course, rock and roll. Think about all of the bands like Black Keys or White Stripes, all the bands that are inspired by hill country blues. Imagine the role of Robert Johnson into this. So again, we cannot even count how many artists and how many styles have been influenced by Robert Johnson, but for sure we can tell that Robert Johnson is one of the most influential blues artists in history. So, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe. For you, just a little click. For me, it makes a big difference. Thank you so much. And also maybe consider taking a look at my Patreon page, Blues Guitar School Berlin, for more videos, more classes, more tabs, more lessons, more educational things about the magic world of blues guitar. See you next video.